Hello, I'd like to tell you a short story about a young boy and a loaf of bread. When the boy was young and growing up, his mother would get up early every morning and make a fresh loaf of bread. And when he got up and when he went down for breakfast, he knew that loaf of bread was there and it was warm and soft and oh, just so delicious. And it tasted so good. And he knew that every morning that loaf of bread was there. He never saw his mother make it because his mother would get up very early, long before he woke up. And so he really didn't know how the bread was made, or even when she made it, although he knew that she made it sometime, because it was there every morning when he got up. And he could just enjoy it and eat as much as he wanted because he knew that the next morning when he got up, there would be a brand new, freshly baked loaf of bread. Well, the young boy grew up and he left his family's home and he started out on his own and he got a job and he did all the things that, well, that boys growing into men and girls growing into ladies are supposed to do. And so he went out and got a job and he got himself a fine house to live in. And he would go to the bakery and he would buy bread because he remembered what it was like when he was young, and each morning he would get up and how good that bread felt, and even how secure he felt knowing that that bread would be there every morning. And so he bought a loaf of bread every day and he enjoyed it and it tasted good. And then he began to look around him and he began to read the papers and listen to the news how, well, things were getting a little bit tougher. And so he thought to himself, well, you know, I am going to be wise. And instead of buying one loaf of bread today, I am going to buy two. Because what if? What if tomorrow maybe I won't have the money to buy that loaf of bread? What if today I will lose my job? What if today my investments and my stock portfolio changes and I will not be able to buy that fresh loaf of bread? So I will buy two today. And so he bought two, and he felt safe and he felt secure. And then he thought, two. So that means I only have one extra. And that hardly seems safe. So I know what I'll do. I will buy more. But in order to do that, I will need to generate more money. So I will get a part-time job. And so the man got a part-time job, and he earned more money, and he worked hard. And he bought 2 loaves of bread, and he bought 3 loaves of bread, and he bought 6 loaves of bread, 6 extra, so he had bread for a whole week. Now, the loaves of bread that he bought that were extra weren't quite as good because they weren't freshly baked. At least they weren't when it got around to eating them. But he felt safe, and he guarded his 6 loaves of bread, and he watched them closely, and as a day went by and another day went by, and he watched the numbers dwindle, he began to get a little insecure. And he thought, I need to get more loaves of bread. And so he would. And he would work hard and he would buy these loaves of bread. And then the thing that he feared most happened. He lost his job. His stock portfolio dropped. And what he feared most came to be. He did not have money anymore to buy the loaves of bread. Which brings me to the moral of the story. And it really comes down to a question that I pose to you. And there's really 2 answers to the question, or maybe it's a choice. And the choice is for you. Which would you like to focus on? Would you like to focus on the external? Would you like to focus on how you were going to create whatever you needed to create so you can purchase your loaf of bread? Or do you want to get to know the baker? The one who bakes the bread. The one who takes a set of ingredients and mixes them together and stirs in magic and wonder and creates a loaf of warm, wonderfully smelling bread every single day. And all you have to do is establish a relationship with the baker, because the baker always has a loaf of bread every single day. Because the baker does not understand lack, does not understand not enough, does not look around at the external circumstances and decides that today he's not going to bake a loaf of bread. He simply bakes a loaf of bread every day. That is what our Convergence Reiki workshops are all about. You see, we create an environment and we act as a catalyst for you to reacquaint yourself, or maybe introduce for the first time you to your baker. That amazing, powerful source of energy that has no beginning, that has no end, that created the heavens, that created the earth, that creates and manifests in such wondrous displays of power and force, and at the same time can weave the most beautifully delicate works of art that exist for only a moment and then disappear to be recreated again, to reconnect you with that place inside of you that's at perfect peace and perfect stillness and perfect power all the time, that place inside you that is within and that is without. Whatever label you wish to choose, or maybe if you choose not even to give the experience or the individual or the source a label and just simply to be. That is what our Convergence Reiki workshops are all about. Hello, my name is Russ Littau. I will be your lead teacher for your journey. Let us show you how you can be in a perfect state of peace and stillness, not because of your external circumstances, but despite them. I encourage you to check out the website that you've seen at the bottom of the screen. Look for a workshop in your area. I look forward to meeting you soon.